Bill Hornbarger, Chief Investment Officer at Benjamin F. Edwards, with a few comments on Federal Reserve policy. Well, the Fed ended its February meeting today and announced a 25 basis point increase, and that's the smallest increase in the target Fed funds rate since the opening move last March, and it raises the Fed funds target to 4.5% and 4.75%. The changes in the statements were nuanced, but there were a few in there that we think are worth talking about. Most notably, the Fed did acknowledge that recent inflation data has started to soften a little bit. And as you can remember, that was the Fed's biggest concern when they started this tightening cycle last year. But we have seen the rate of inflation come down a little bit, but still too high. But the Fed feels like they're making some progress there. They also mentioned the war in Ukraine. That's been a consistent theme in the Fed statements, that it was having a negative impact on inflation. This time they mentioned the human cost, the toll that it's taking, but they left out the comments on inflation. So I think they feel like that story, that part of the conflict is through. And then there was one word that they changed. The Fed has repeatedly talked about the pace of future interest rate increases. This time they talked about the extent of future interest rate increases, which to us signifies that they're thinking about a pause. They're not there yet, but they see it out there. Not sure how much farther they have to go. There was one key statement the Fed has been consistent with, and they left it in the statement this time, and they did talk about ongoing increases will be appropriate. If you look at the market's reaction, stocks have rallied. They went from down on the day to positive on the day. The bond market actually is up a little bit after the Fed announcement. And Fed funds futures are now indicating 2 additional 25 basis point increases, which really is the consensus view of most people on Wall Street. So not a lot of surprises today. And we think this puts the Fed closer to the end of the cycle. They're starting to think about a pause, but they're not quite there yet.